Bhagavad Gita Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, the Yoga of Action. Arjuna said, O Krishna, if you consider knowledge superior to action, why then do you urge me to engage in this terrible warfare? Your words seem contradictory. Lord Krishna said, I have spoken of two paths of spiritual discipline, the path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, and the path of selfless action, Karma Yoga. The path of knowledge is for those of discerning intellect, while the path of selfless action is for those of active nature. One cannot attain freedom from the bondage of action by abstaining from work, nor can one attain perfection merely by renunciation. Everyone is compelled to act according to their nature. Even the great sages and wise beings were bound by their natures and performed actions. O Arjuna, one should not create confusion in the minds of those who are ignorant and attached to the fruits of their actions. Instead, you should engage them in their prescribed duties, as I do. Without performing one's duties, no one can maintain their physical body, nor can they achieve spiritual liberation by merely renouncing all actions. One who restrains their senses and mind but mentally dwells on the sense objects is called a hypocrite and self-deceiver. But one who controls their senses, mind, and intellect while performing selfless actions without attachment attains true freedom. Work done as a sacrifice, without selfish desires, purifies the heart and leads to spiritual evolution. Such selfless actions are the means to attain the highest goal. In the beginning, the creator Brahma performed a yajna, sacrifice, and urged humanity to follow this tradition of selfless actions for their welfare. To nourish the beings and keep the cycle of creation in motion, the divine ordained the system of sacrifice and said, by performing this, you shall prosper. Nourish the devas, celestial beings, through sacrifice, and the devas will nourish you. Thus, by mutual nourishment, you shall attain the highest good. The devotees of the devas, seeking their blessings through sacrifices, attain the celestial abodes. But those who do not follow the scriptural injunctions and perform actions selfishly get entangled in the cycle of birth and death. All beings are born from the cosmic yajna, and yajna arises from action. Understanding this, the wise, with a sense of gratitude, perform selfless actions. By partaking in the cycle of creation, the devas receive nourishment, and by fulfilling the devas' desires, they shall grant you the desired results. He who enjoys the gifts bestowed by the devas without offering them in return is undoubtedly a thief. The righteous, who partake of the remnants of the yajna, sacrifice, are freed from all sins. But those who cook food only for themselves, they verily eat sin. All living beings are born from food, and food is produced by rain. Rain comes from yajna, sacrifice, and yajna arises from selfless action. Know that selfless action, enjoined by the scriptures and performed without desire for the results, leads to liberation. There is no duty for me to perform in the three worlds, nor do I have anything to gain or achieve. Yet, I am continually engaged in action. If I ever ceased to perform my duties diligently, all beings would follow my path and create chaos in the world. Just as ignorant people act with attachment to the fruits of their actions, so should the wise act without attachment, desiring the well-being of the world. Wise beings should not unsettle the minds of the ignorant, who are attached to the results of their actions. Instead, they should encourage them to perform their duties without attachment. Those who are completely established in the wisdom of selfless action and have transcended all attachments are not affected by the results of their actions. They are always content and free from duality. The wise, knowing the truth about selfless action and the cycle of birth and death, perform their duties without any sense of doership and attain liberation. The self-realized souls see the same consciousness in all beings and do not differentiate between friend and foe. They are established in equanimity and are unaffected by the dualities of joy and sorrow. One who performs selfless action, offering all results to the divine, is untouched by sin, just as a lotus leaf remains untouched by water. The truly wise, free from all ego, delusion, and attachment, perform their actions as a divine offering and are liberated from the cycle of birth and death. People become entangled in the cycle of birth and death by their selfish desires. One who controls their desires and acts with detachment attains the state of liberation. Therefore, always perform your duties without attachment, O Arjuna. By doing your duty with a selfless attitude, you shall attain the ultimate goal of life.